Okay, here's our lesson today in ratio tables and graphing. Okay. Our learning target today is learners can plot the points from a table on a coordinate plane. So we're going to take our ratio table and we're going to do some graphing with it and kind of think about the relationship of what we have. Okay. Make sure you write down your title at the top and make sure you write down your learning target. And I'm going to move on to the next screen if you need to pause. Okay, in our first example, we're going to graph the table here. Jim decides to run on the treadmill for his exercise. Here's a table of his speed. Okay, so we have our miles, how many miles he went, and how many minutes. So our ordered pair is just going to be putting these together. 1, 8, 2, 16, 3, 24, 4, 32, and 5, 40. So the first number is my miles number, and the second number is my minutes number. Okay? Now I'm going to graph this information on my graph. Okay, first thing I need to have is a title. So we got to make sure we label everything. You always got to have your labels. So our title is going to be Jim's Run. Okay, Jim's Run. That's what I'm going to title it. There's some variation there. Okay, this first column here I'm going to put on the bottom. So the first column I'm going to put on the bottom, so that's going to be my miles. I'm going to start at 0 and I'm going to go to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to label them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The second column is going to go on the side. That's how I want you guys to do too. So I'm going to write minutes, starting at 0, and then I'm going to count up to 40. I don't have to count by 1, guys. I can count by 8s. So do 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. Okay, so now that I've set up, I've labeled everything, and I've set up my parts, now I can plot them. Okay, so I'm going to go to 1 mile, 8 minutes, 1, 8. 2 miles, 16 minutes. 3 miles, 24 minutes. 4 miles, 32 minutes. 5 miles, 40 minutes. Notice that I get a straight line there. Now, I'm not going to connect my dots right now, but you'll notice that it should be a straight line that I have there. Okay, my dots could create, I could take a ruler and connect them all. If they aren't, then you might have made a mistake. Now you're doing freehand, so it might be off a little bit, but they need to be in a straight line. Okay, and that is how you plot the points. Okay, if you need to pause, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to my next example. Okay, in my next example, here are the prices for rope at the hardware store. Okay, so my rope, my feet, and how much it costs. So I'm going to write my ordered pair. So this is going to be 1, 0.5, 2, 1, 3, 1.5, 4, 2, and finally 5, 2.5. Okay. Now I'm going to graph that information. So on the top I'm going to think, and this is going to be rope prices. Okay. I'm going to put my first part, my rope, is going to go on the bottom. So my first column, or first row, always goes on the bottom, and that's in feet. So that's at 5, so start at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I label that. On the side is my cost. It's in dollars. Now in this one, I'm going to show you a different way. I'm going to count by ones. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to show you how you can graph sometimes because you have a decimal here. Okay. So I'm going to graph. 1 rope is 50 cents. Well, 50 cents is half of 1. So 1 foot is right there. 2 is 1. 3 is 1.5. 4 is 2 feet. 5 is 2.5 feet. Again, straight line. It must be a straight line. Okay? Now my next question says to describe the pattern in the graph. What's the pattern? Well, every time the rope goes up 1 foot, the cost goes up 50 cents. Goes up 50 cents. Okay, so you're just trying to see the relationship. The rope's going up plus 1 each time. Okay, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. And the cost is going up 50 cents. Plus 0.5 every time. That's how you're going from one category to the next. Okay? And that's how you do that. So make sure you label all your graphs. Make sure you Put your points where they belong. Our ordered pair are made by combining our two columns together. The first column or row goes on the bottom. The second column or row goes on the side. And that's how we set up our graph to graph it. Okay, that's all I have for tonight. If you need to rewatch anything, go ahead. Otherwise, have a great night.